Hello and welcome to this video. My name is David Dawn and you're watching David's videos. In this video tutorial series we're going to be implementing this lovely cushion website that someone has done on webflow.io. There is the link displaying on the bottom left hand corner showing you where you can visit this website from and what we are copying essentially, so the creator and the owner of this website can at least get some form of gratitude for doing it. This video series is going to be cloning it, shall we say. I'm not going to be providing you with the source to it, but I'm going to be showing you how to create it. This video series is about learning how to code HTML and not about getting a free website. There are free website templates out there that you can use, and if you watch this video series you'll learn how to do it yourself anyway, so it will cost you nothing, just a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. Before we move on though, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment in the comment section below with any feedback that you do have. And don't forget to tap that bell icon to get notified when the next video in this series is released. Now, if you do like my content and you do want to see a premium content, I will be creating live videos when I'm developing these websites or doing these projects. So you can see basically what happens in the background, how long it actually takes me to do it, what stuff I'm doing, how I edit the videos. You'll just see from start to finish about how I do it. It's not really super interesting, but if you want to see how it's done, then it's open to you. Tap on the join button to see what type of membership levels that I have and what type of perks that you will receive. Okay, with that said, let's get started. So in this single video tutorial, what we're going to be concentrating on is doing this first section. This where it's a white background, and we're going to be doing the navigation bar. That's the only thing we're doing in this one video tutorial. In the next video tutorial, we'll be doing this section here, and then in the third video, we'll be doing this section here, fourth, this one, fifth, this one, sixth, because they're pretty much the same thing, we'll be doing this one, seventh, we'll be doing this one here, and then 8th we'll be creating these, 9th, 10th here, 11th, and then finally the 12th one. And if I feel like I want to do it, we'll also implement the JavaScript that needs to animate it down and to link it backwards and forwards to the different places. And also if I really feel like it, I'll do all of this animation as well, or changing the images. But that will be one of the later videos in this one series, which it will all be dependent upon my time. That's it. But for this video, we're going to be doing this navigation bar at least. So let's move over to Visual Studio Code to get started. Okay, so as you can see, there's a super simple folder structure here. We have our index.html with just the basic stuff in it, and a JS folder which is empty, CS folder which I've got the layout.css file and the section-1.css file. The layout.css file is going to be used for all global things that we want to do for setting fonts and standard colors and stuff like that. Something that is going to be used in every single section. Each section that we do, like the navigation bar and this area here, and then this text area here, these will be different sections, and we will make a section CSS file during the development phase. Obviously, once you move to production phase, you would then consolidate that into a single file. But for reusability and stuff in other projects, in the development phase, I want them to be as modular as possible. Okay, I've also gone and got all of the images here that they've used, and I've saved them already, so we don't have to add like absolute URLs. It's a little bit easier. So let's get started. As you can see here, I've added the link already, tag for our section1.css, and not forgetting to add our layout.css also. So let's say class is then Navbar at the top, and we see that we've got a Navbar logo, and then we've got our Navbar items, and then we've got our cart button. So we're going to say here class is equal to Navbar. Whoops. We'll call it Navbar Links, and then Navbar carts button. And inside this, we'll then use a unordered list, and in here as well, we'll say this for now, and we've got home, or I believe about me, products, and contact. So okay, so we're going to call this Navbar Links list, and then we'll list item, links list item, and the A can we use individually. So let's just clean this up slightly. Okay, we've got the cart button as well. This can be used with a background image, so we don't have to worry about that. And final thing left to do is the PHP localhost, and run it like that, and then yeah. And as we can see, we've got this super navigation bar with nothing in it. So let's get our logo as the background. Let's move this back down again. Let's do our nav bar to have the correct size, shall we? So we want to say nav bar, and we're going to say height 120, and display is going to be flex because it's going to have content that we want to use flex. Flex direction is row. Justified content is going to be flex start. Align items is going to be we'll say center. How does it work here? We'll say stretch actually. Say stretch, and for the time being, we'll say background color is equal to aqua. Let's refresh this. Okay, we need to knock out this margin here, global margin. So we can say, let's just knock out margin to be 0 pixels. Just basically means that anything like a H1, H2, and so on, or unordered list, or anything like that, the body has any default margin or padding. This is going to set it to 0. Will help us. Good stuff. We also want to know that we've got some style sheets on there as well. Sorry, some style sheets. We want to know that we've got we're going to do it this way. This is for all of the fonts that we want to use. Yep, that'll work. And the name was okay. Let's just make the font family I'll set the font family for everything here right now. So let's just paste that in and then move sans serif 2. All right, so we've done the body and we've done the font for everything. And we have the navigation bar. Next, we want to position the nav bar and logo. And if we look at our index.html, this was the first item there. And because we've got display flex and flex direction row and flex start, this is going to sit on the left hand side anyway. So let's just go ahead and say background image. And this is going to be in the images folder. And I believe it's logo. Okay, so background repeat is going to be no repeat. Background size is going to be contained. Background position will be center. And let's have a look at that. It needs a height or a width of, we'll say 100 first of all. There we go. That looks all right, but let's go the size of 243. That's a bit big. Yeah, we'll have a look on here what size it was actually supposed to be. And here it's got 100%, but okay, that's better. And also, obviously, it's this navigation bar is not all the way to the side. So we'll make the navigation bar a width of say 1,100 pixels. Should be fine. Now we want this also to sit essentially in the middle. So what we'll do here is we'll say Navbar outer, right? And this is going to be display flex. Flex direction is row. Justify content is center, and the line of items is stretch. And this is going to be height 120, and the width is going to be then 100% view width. And this will put then this here and place all of this navigation bar inside of it, because it will mean that our website navigation bar will sit nicely in the middle, and our navbar outer is the thing that's worrying about how big the navigation bar should be or how big the browser is and stuff. But this is sitting nicely in the middle without us having to worry about margins and so on. So now that's in the middle. Okay. Next step is to create this navbar links. And we're going to say flex1 this, and because it's got subcomponents, we'll say display flex. Also, we're going to say flex direction row, justified content is flex starts, and the line items is going to be stretch. And we'll give this a background color of blue violet for the time being. And the reason we're saying flex 1 because we want it to take up as much room as possible. Now, for us to really make this work, we need to do the navbar cart button first, and we'll do our cart button. That there, and this wants to have say like a width of 40 pixels. Background color we won't have of green or something. And height of 40 pixels, and we'll go from there and see how that works. Okay, that works out perfectly fine because we can see that we've got our Navbar Links is taking up the most amount of room, and it's pushing our Navbar cart all the way to the end. So this is exactly what we wanted. Now, obviously, we want the buttons to sit down a little bit, but we'll sort this out in a minute. And we also want these points to be got. So we have to now come in here and say this, which named it something else. Navbar Links list. And we can say URL here. And this is then going to be list style type is none. And we've taken the margin out already. Now this is display flex, and flex direction in this situation is going to be row, and justify content is going to be flex start. Line items, we're going to say flex start as well. That should work fine. Right, and now we want to have, let's have a look at what that looks like. And they're all in the line now, but we want them to sit on the end. So we want to say justify content is flex end, and this will push them now all the way. Here. We want the buttons to be on the end. Refresh that. Happy days. So we've got the purple, which is our Navbar links, and this URL here, which is on stretch. So essentially, we want to know that our LIs, they are going to be a specific height. So, but first we need to know, yes. We're now talking about our list items here. We need to configure these. And we'll say li. And actually we want to say this is column, and justify content is end, and flex items, we'll say actually center, and display flex once again, flex direction, we can say row, justify content center, align items center, and color is equal to black. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Sorry, the URL wants to be row. That's better. Okay. So now we've got these done properly. So there's going across, and each one is working perfectly fine. Happy days. But we don't want, if that's row, justify content is going on the, wait a minute, list is a row. And we'll say stretch. That stretches that, stretches that, that. Now why is that one? Not sure why that's set. Item, enter. Ah, okay, there we go. That's why. Okay, now these should all sit in the center, which is good. But what I want actually is the align item. So we've got the item is row, but we'll say column once again. Justify content can be flex ends, and align items can be center. That pushes it all the way down now. That means that we've got this yeah, we've got this. We want the A to be down. All right, we want to be able to position the A. That's the whole point. This is what we want to be able to manipulate. Yes. Right. So now we've got this pushed down. We want to be able to give it some form of padding. So we'll come here now, and we'll say padding bottom. Or say margin bottom. Sorry. Bottom is then 40 pixels. That pushes it up. Happy days. Now we want some form of padding left or right. Probably way too much. Can be. What padding we got on this? 20. Okay, let's do 20 as well then. Happy days. Yeah, that's working. The font needs to be obviously bigger. But this list item can be border bottom 4 pixels, solid and red. Okay, now we've got that. So, but we only want to have the border bottom of red when we hover over the A, right, or when we hover over this. So this is easily done. I'm just got to say what. And there we go. Right, but what we want to do is add this border bottom 4 pixels solid. So now you don't see the border, but it's there for the size. Otherwise, we get this movement up and down. We don't want this underlining of the text. So we'll say text decoration none here, and that disappears now. Happy days. So we're nearly done now. We need to add a little bit of font size. Let's say 2 ems. It's going to be way too much. Let's say like 1.3. That's maybe good. Maybe a little bit bigger. Let's fix it here. Five. I think 5 looks good. Go 6. Yeah. And I'm guessing font weight maybe. Font weight 500. Okay. Happy days. All right. So now we have it. Oh, we wanted 6 or something, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I like it. All right. Now we just need to do this color. So the color is this here. But this is where we're going to do primary colors, right? So we're going to say primary, and color is equal to this. So it means that we will come here and do this here. There we go. It's now the proper color. Let's get rid of this background color. Application can go, and background color. This can go, and that should be it. Happy days. Now we just need this border bottom. Doesn't need to be there, but it's the border top. and this border top was border top. No, we don't. That's not right. Yeah, that's right there. But we want to have the nav bar. This at the top wants to have a border. So border top equal to 4 pixels solid and happy days. So we could be this. Now we just need to position this down as well. So the Navbar logo. Let's have a look again. This the Navbar and we need to fix row. Justify content flex start and stretch. We can fix this with flex ends. Yes. And then we can bump this up with the same margin bottom. Margin bottom 40 pixels. Oh, no, logo is not. We want cut. That boosts that up. Looks good. Now we just need to give it a background image. Background image of URL and images and carts. Background position center. Background repeats. No repeats. Background size is contained. Happy days. So it looks a bit big to me, so let's make it like 20, and we'll put margin from the bottom then 60. That was obviously way too much. And even that's way too. Yeah, it's still a bit too big. I think 25 might help. Yeah, and then just the size now. So let's remove that. And margin bottom 45. Margin bottom 45. Oops, wrong one. And remove the background. Happy days. So this is essentially the logo is missing. Needs a height. Let's fix this logo. Probably going to need a height of like 80 pixels or something. Better. But we want to give that a margin bottom as well. Might need to be changed. Yes, that's margin bottom 15. There's a better way of doing this, but for speed, we're going to do it this way. And yeah, they look about right. Looking good. Right. Now we just need also that the Navbar logo has then cursor pointer also. Stuff like that. Okay, so this section is now done. Yeah, this section is done. So I'm happy with this. Let's think about doing the next section. In the next section, we will implement this, it should be a little bit more easier, I hope, because it's only a couple of boxes and a couple of images and positioning things shouldn't be too difficult. With that said, don't forget to like and subscribe and share and comment down below if you had any feedback. Was the video too long? Did I not go over things well enough? Was it too confusing? Was it this, that, and the other? Who knows? I don't practice these videos. I just do them off the cuff. I just do them straight away because I want to show people how you develop, and developers don't sit there for weeks planning things on a PowerPoint presentation, whatever. They just get stuff done. And I know that this video has been probably about 40 minutes or something. I don't know. I'll have to have a look. But it's done. Anyway, I'll see you in the next part. There'll be a link displaying on the screen right now. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye then.